Yeah, it's huge. That's a good team that's fighting for the playoffs, and they played hard tonight, and they came out hard in the first, and then we picked up our game and matched the intensity. So that was a good win for us.
What's most about your guys' response in the second, getting those 4 goals as quick as you guys did?
Yeah, I mean I think we just I think we just needed to pick up our game a little bit in the second. They came out flying, like I said, and then we just got back to our game, playing harder, getting on the forecheck, and got some pucks in the net, and was able to get a couple in the net.
You guys have won 8 of your last 11. How nice is it to go into a break on a run like that?
Yeah, it's definitely it's good. It's it's been a long year with a tough schedule, so to go into the break on a high note is definitely good, and some guys can get rested, some guys will excited for the 4 Nations, so it's good to end on a high note.
On that, how excited are you? First international tournament in quite a while, but you and Sam get to go play for Canada.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait. It's always a dream to play for your country and represent your country at a best on best tournament, so it's a huge honor, and can't be more excited.
Every player on your team got a shot on goal tonight. How much of that is a confidence boost with the break coming up?
Yeah, that's every single guy got one. That's a cool stat. I didn't know that. I mean, it just shows that everyone's feeling good, feeling confident. I think that's when we're best, is when we're getting lots of pucks to the net. So it's great.
Lots of goals. But how big was Bob's save there at the end of the second on Brady to keep it a 3-goal cushion heading into the third period?
Yeah, he was incredible tonight. That was a couple of unbelievable saves to keep us in the game and to keep the game tight. So that's vintage Bobby right there.
Most of your career you spent it with Chucky. How different is it going to be when he's wearing the U.S. jersey, you're wearing the Canada jersey, and you're facing off the Bell Center against each other?
Yeah, it'll be different, but I think we're such good competitors. I mean, we're great friends, but both such hard competitors that I think we can go at it pretty good on the ice, and it's not going to affect our friendship. And I don't expect him to go easy on me, and I'm definitely not going to go easy on him. So it's going to be fun.
Thanks, Benny.
Thanks, Benny.
Honestly, I liked our jump from the start. You lose a special teams battle in the first. Thought we upped our intensity and started carrying the play in the second, and then I loved the way we played with the lead in the third.
For yourself, 600 career points now. Is time kind of flying by for you?
I mean, a little bit. I mean, I'm year 1 of the longest deal I've been on, so still got plenty of hockey left.
What is it about this team that just kind of brings out the animosity when you guys get together?
I think it's the style of play is infectious. Right from the top of the lineup through everybody, we're all playing the same way. We're all executing the same game plan, and it's fun to be a part of.
Now everybody's looking forward to 4 Nations, but how nice is that to go into this break on a pretty good streak? You guys are on, I think, 5 out of 6 now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been a grind since Christmas. It's been a lot of hockey. So I mean, it's a bit of added juice for a lot of us, and a very good rest for some others. So it's coming out a good time.
How big was Bob's save there at the end of the second, keeping it a 4-1 game instead of 4-2 heading to the
Yeah, that's a big part of the game to go in up 3 as opposed to up 2. It's a big difference. So big save by him, and like the response and getting back after it in the third.
Kind of fitting that every goal that you guys scored is by guys who were going to be going into that tournament?
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of us, so there's a good chance.
And on the tournament, just how excited are you with Maple Leafs?
I mean, it's always an honor. That's where I grew up loving the game and learning the game, and those are kind of the biggest memories that I have of watching as a young kid. It's international hockey. It's kind of Olympic events and best on best, and it's been a while, so it's an honor to be a part of one.
So how big of a deal is this tournament for players?
It's huge. I mean, guys are excited about it. Like I said, it's been a long time coming, so we've worked to get it back in the game, and unfortunately there's a lot of guys that have kind of missed an opportunity with how long it's been, but that kind of makes it easy to not take it for granted to have this opportunity is something that we don't take lightly.
Thanks, Dan.
I felt like we were just faster. We had the puck a lot. We were, quick ups, and everything was just going up ice as fast as possible. We weren't, over stick handling it or trying to make the perfect play. We were just skating hard and being close to and supportive of each other.
Your line's really been clicking lately, but what is it about you and Betty when you guys get together and you start rolling that you just kind of looks easy out there?
Yeah, just got to try to be close to each other and just try to move it as much as possible. And there's always a right time to shoot, but I think we're making some good plays right now and looking for each other. And his speed is really, really good. So just trying to always find him when he can use that and try to find the open areas for me.
There's been a lot of right times, now 6 games in a row with a goal for you, so it seems like the time is right there.
Yeah, sometimes that stuff happens. I try to be around the net, try to have a shooter's mindset. Just try to think attack mode.
But you always have confidence. But I mean, on this kind of a heater, it's got to be through the roof.
Yeah, I mean, it's just if you're around the net enough, good things will happen. And right now, my teammates are finding me. They're doing a great job, and been able to score some maybe deflection goals and tipping goals, which weren't falling for me at the beginning of the year, and now they're starting to fall. So. Hopefully I can keep it going for this 2 weeks and then pick up right where we left off when I come back.
It's kind of the perfect scenario for you in the way Brady scores, you score, you win, and now you get to be teammates.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're looking forward to the last part you just said the most. Looking forward to this 2 weeks of playing together. I thought he played really well tonight. But it's going to be way more fun to be on the same side as opposed to playing against them.
Did you want to get to your last 11? Just what does it mean to head into the break on a run like this?
Yeah, I think we've been feeling good about our game too, and even the games that we haven't won, we felt good about it the last month or so. It's been a tough schedule, like everybody knows, but everybody's had that. But so that's no excuse. But we're definitely happy with the way we're going into this break, and I think it's coming at a great time for us. And I mean, everybody that's got vacation for the next 2 weeks, they very much deserve it. And then the rest of the guys got some business to take care of, so it'll be fun.
Did you know that Brady had, in the head-to-head, his goal pulled you guys even at 7-7? Did you know that he had tied you?
I did not know that. I did not, but thank you for telling me.
Well, then you took the lead.
We could care less about that stuff. We just, going into tonight, it's obviously a huge game for both teams because going into tonight, you look at the standings, that's who we're playing round one if playoffs started today. So we care way more about that side of it as opposed to the goals. But
aside from being teammates with Brady for the next couple of weeks, just what does this tournament mean to you? What does this to wear USA?
Yeah, right there. I mean, just to represent my country, to wear that crest, it's such an honor being able to be on a team that says the United States of America. It's such an honor. We haven't had the opportunity to do this, and I haven't had the opportunity in 9 years to do this. So I've been really looking forward to this throughout as my career has gone on, and now finally to be in year 9 and have my first opportunity, I just can't wait for it. And I think it's going to be really, really good hockey and something that everybody should look forward to.
How much are you looking forward to Canada, USA?
That would be it. I thought the first period they thought we were good. So were they, but they had a little bit of an edge, I thought, just on some sharpness. And then after that, we kind of matched the intensity of it. They've fighting for their playoff lives, and they've had a good run, and they got some guys out of their lineup. I think both teams a little under gas. That's 5 and 8. But I like the way we got stronger as that game went on. And it was consistent looking. Really, from January on, we've been a pretty consistent-looking team. Our results weren't in January, but our game was good, and I thought we finished off the right way for the break.
What can you say of this heater that Matthew Tkachuk is currently on?
Well, he's been a big part of that, and I think, again, we talk about that emotional understanding. We're playing all right, but we're not getting great results. Like, we're okay. We're right where we want to be, and then he finds a way to, to be that catalyst to get us going.
When you guys get rolling like that, when you're coming in waves like you were in that second period, how can you guys be? They were overwhelmed.
I think they're in that place that we were in 2 years ago, right, where you're fighting for it and you've got all the energy in the world in the first period. They were good in the first period. And then the game will break on you, and it's almost protectionist, and I mean this like in a really good way. You're almost saving it for the next. I know like you only have so much juice to put into a game, and you spend it all every night. And if you're close and you're right there, you keep going. And then when it breaks away from you, it's hard to stay at that level. But I would, if you put that game, each team has 2 days off. I think it's a fight right to the very, very end.
The franchise record for shots in a game came in October 2022 against the Senators, and there's been a lot of post-whistle stuff. What is it about this matchup that gets the group so fired up?
The Ottawa Senators are a completely different team than they were 2 years ago. Much better, much improved. They have 3 or 4 really important players out of their lineup. We went a stretch where we weren't shooting the puck, I don't think, nearly as much. We also didn't get the zone time that we've been shooting for, and I think we're going to be able to put more pucks to the net. But this game was, I know it's 5-1 because it breaks toward the end, but it was very tight and hard. It was battled well. I thought it was also more disciplined than because Ottawa and Florida were both, trying to find their soul 2 years ago maybe, and now both teams are good, and they got to be smart about how they play.
Seems like a long time ago we were talking about some of your big guns weren't scoring, except for Reinhart, and now it seemed like the last week or 2, 3, they've all been putting it in. How important is that for you guys? Really important. I think they weren't scoring in December, and I think there was a reason for it. I didn't think we were getting a lot. We were winning some games, and then we had a bit of a dry spell. Our power play wasn't. When you look at it, Aaron Ekblad's come back into our lineup, and a lot of things have just fallen into place for us defensively, but also the matchups become right, and you start scoring some goals.
Well, what do you think of the tournament?
Of the tournament?
What do you like the idea of the tournament?
I do this year because we have so many people going, and that's what drives my interest in it. I also think there's really good things outside of the NHL. So the NHL is really exciting, but if there's an Olympics, I want to see it. World Cup, want to see it. The 4 nations, we've got so many people involved with it. Personally, I'm very interested. If we didn't have as many people, I still think it's really, really good for the game. It's actually best possibly for the fans because they can cheer for a different team. They get to cheer for their country in season, which I think is great. But the guys that get to go to this tournament, they won't forget it. You play 16 years, you're going to remember your good runs, if you get fortunate enough to win a cup, for sure. But from an individual point of view, nice recognition for those men, because they'll always remember playing for their country.
And how different is this than as a best on best of the NHL as opposed to like a world championship?
Yeah, it's completely different, and hopefully to be respectful, the world championship is thought very highly of in Europe because they run 4 national team breaks. It's a big part of the culture there. It just isn't as impactful here because it's never the entire best that you can put on the ice. So this is different, and you'll get to see all the best players, or a big chunk of the best players on each team, and I think it would be far more intense than maybe you might think.
I know you don't know how these 2 weeks are going to go, but can you envision a scenario where, you're still in season. Can you unplug, do you think?
100%, not a problem. Yeah. Well, because you never completely do. Still, we'll take a few days off, and then we'll just start going back to the rink because there's a bunch of projects we're working on with our game. You want to get video right, and you want to. But that's the beautiful part, truly, of working here, is you go in early and you leave late, but you walk out the door, it's usually pretty nice out. So you've learned a way. You've learned how to leave it at the rink.
So you'll get through this, is what
I'll be all right. Thank you for your concern. I appreciate it.
Saltwater, freshwater, both?
I don't know yet. Last year we didn't go anywhere. So where are you going? I'm going to Florida. I'm going to Fort Lauderdale. I got an Airbnb with all my stuff in it, and it's like the perfect vacation, right? I don't have to rent a car. And last year I didn't do anything, and that's my plan right now. We'll see where it goes.
And just kind of fitting that going into the tournament. All your goals came from guys who were going to be.
Yeah, they're gearing up for sure, right? They want their game right, so they all go in feeling good.
Have you thought about what it's going to be like when you're watching 6 of your guys potentially go up against each other, and what are your emotions? Do you have any
No, I'm not necessarily. I'm not cheering for anybody because somebody's winning. I know that for a fact. There's a group of guys coming back in a really good mood. I'm interested to see our players play with other great players to see what they can do. And you might even learn something, a different style of player, or a guy gets moved to the other wing, or it's just a different role maybe for all of our players. Everybody at this tournament's a 20-plus minute guy, and somebody may have to play 13 minutes. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the two kind of young Finnish forwards play against the other team's best players. Yeah, I'm looking for the different. I'll enjoy watching that.
Interested in hearing what Tkachuk's chirps on Barkov, if he does it, and what they are.
I'll watch that, yeah. Barkey will probably chirp him right back.
How much do you think Bob will benefit from? I don't think he'll take the full 2 weeks off.
No,
Bob, of course, but how much will he benefit from a break?
This thing's perfectly built where he doesn't need the rest, but that man knows how to use it better than any other time, and that's not doing nothing for 2 weeks and coming back. He will have his entire 2 weeks scheduled. Some of it will just be peaceful walks and rest and relaxation. The other, all of it will be dialed in for him to be right when he comes back.